You attempted a infiltration and reconnaissance of a Sahuagin base at the behest of the lizard folk who are currently threatening your city of Saltmarsh. Negotiations between Saltmarsh and the lizard folk are tense, and it would be greatly alleviated should this Sahuagin force that's pushing on the lizard folk be eliminated. As such, the lizard folk have actually hired you guys to enter and assassinate the Baron in charge of the Sahuagins. That way they'd be all disorganized and the better led lizard folk force can attack and slaughter them and retake their base. And so you went in, had some issues, retreated, and having licked your wounds, you have returned. You're sitting in your keelboat, about 20 feet from the edge of this rock outcropping that thrusts up from this river. The entrance of the river from the sea. And it's about 500 feet in diameter and separated from the near shoreline by about 200 feet of open water. The island is bare of vegetation other than mosses, lichens, seaweed, and the occasional clump of coarse grass. No other wildlife appears present but for the few clouds of insects and a few small mollusks. So, what would you guys like to do?
I think our plan for this week: Taser casts Pass Without Trace, then watch Abe send to Shark. Amon casts Visibility on him. Tierra casts Invisibility on herself. They go scout for the Baron, favoring the east side of the underground area. What do you guys think?
Right.
I think that's pretty good.
Yeah, it seems like a pretty intelligent plan.
I mean, I thought so. Yeah, I spent all week thinking of it. So
Mhm. Call me when you want to kill shit.
Me and Raj just hanging out on the boat playing patty cake.
That is exactly what we're doing.
What am I doing?
Well, I would recommend actually taking the boat away and not sitting right outside their base when we're scouting.
Oh yeah.
yeah,
I mean, actually,
Like just
It-
pick a direction and sail, out of the river mouth and sail for let's say 2 hours, turn around and come back. Taser and I are dead. Taser and I are dead. Whoop-de-doo. Nothing you can do about it. But,
all right.
if we
well,
come
guys-
back
man.
and
You guys
there's
can
no
get patty
ride because you guys are all dead, that would kind of suck.
You guys play patty cake, and I'll go drive in circles elsewhere. Command this boat by myself.
No, Taser, I'm saying when we go scouting, they should, take the boat and leave.
and if you
Plan a
if you
reasonable
survive the
amount of
bullet.
time. Yeah, so if we get captured and killed, whoop-de-doo, at least we have people alive to finish the mission. But if we make it back and our entire boat has been, overwhelmed and overrun, well, makes our mission a lot harder.
yeah. We'll say sail for like 20, 30 minutes, and then maybe just
Why do I-
see if we can spend like an hour, maybe just mapping the surrounding area, getting a good feel of what's around us, and then spend another 30 minutes headed back to the spot that they'll be waiting for us at.
Well then, Taser, do you want to switch places with me? You stay on the boat. I go on the scouting party with Kira.
Taser can turn himself into a shark. That's why he's
We
going.
we both can.
I's
Why
a
don't-
druid as well.
Both
What?
druids.
I mean, you can go too if
Can
you
you
want.
can you
Actually,
cast Pass Without a Trace?
I can do that as well.
Okay, that's because the Pass Without Trace is you can't just cast it on somebody. It's an area around you.
Yeah.
So I'm on the boat with the Rartard and the
Yes, I do have it.
leper.
Rah.
I'm a leper.
Actually,
I'm a-
no. I just realized we're using invisibility. So
Yeah, I don't know if you need pass without trace, but
No, not the pass without trace. The time scale thing. Invisibility only lasts an hour.
Do you think you'll need more than an hour?
No, I was talking about you guys sailing away for several hours. Well,
Yeah.
Still 30 minutes out, still 30 minutes back.
Works for me.
Yeah.
yeah, just be on the move constantly. It makes your a harder target.
So, Taser, you be switching?
If you're sick and can't scout tasers, fine.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll just say that's what happens then.
All right. Yeah, that's not a problem. So, sorry, who's the other druid?
Me.
All right. So it's you and Tirva going in.
Yep. Sea elf.
Who's casting invisibility?
Amund is casting invisibility on me. Or no, Tirva is casting invisibility on Pi. I'm casting invisibility on myself. We need 3 con slots, so.
Right. That's why I was asking.
Yep. And my sheet didn't save, so I have to redo all of my fucking spells because, well, at least I wrote them down somewhere else.
Okay.
I'm not doing pass without trace. All right.
No, you are.
Okay. I'm doing pass without trace. Amun's casting invisibility on me. And Tirva's casting invisibility on herself.
Yes.
Right. Okay. And Pi, your wild shaping into a shark. You said.
Yes, sir. It'll be like a little reef shark.
All right.
Kind of small, but also kind of fast.
Yeah, and I have a swim
Indeed.
speed, so we'll be mobile.
What is Tirva's swim speed?
3-0.
Okay. Not a problem. So you guys do the castings, and invisibly you slip over the side of your boat. Pi turning invisible, or Pi turning into a reef shark, and you invisibly make your way to the concealed. I assume you're going for the concealed entrance and not the big one with all the fuck off levels of Sahuagin forces.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. You sure?
I mean, we're invisible and passing without trace. We could totally just swim above them. But no, let's go for the secret entrance. That makes more sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you fit through the natural stone cavern, make your way down to the shaft, where you have the masonry wall, which you had closed.
Is it still closed?
It is, in fact, still closed.
All right. Let's peek in and pop it open.
Down on the bottom right-hand corner, I believe.
It's the middle prison cell.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Well, yeah, it takes you a bit of effort. Just because time is a factor, why don't you go ahead and give me a strength athletics check?
Okay, I have to stop.
What is my strength as a shark? I should pull that up.
Well, unfortunately, you will need fingers to open this, so Tirva is the one who has to do it.
Oh,
Who has
well,
no
good.
problem and is able to quickly pry it open, not wasting much time.
Thank God.
Oh, and I would have handed Tirva a crowbar out of the backpack.
How are you doing that as a shark?
When you
Before
wild
we-
shape your
Yeah, no.
it's fine. We don't need it. But
Yeah,
yeah, when
okay.
you wild shape your gear, I mean, you could have easily given me your pack. That
Yeah.
wouldn't have been an issue. Like you just gave me your whole pack because I don't have any gear. I literally have my spell book and that's it.
Oh,
Would you have given
Okay.
him your pack before you headed in? Pie?
What?
Before you wild
Mm.
shaped, would you have given me your entire pack?
No, I don't think I would have thought that far ahead before I wild shape.
All right, then
Just
that's
my
fine.
character, you know.
All right.
I gotta take care
It's
of
no
something.
biggie.
Be right back.
All right.
Yeah, and the water in the cell beyond is still fouled with the rotting corpse of an eel. Beyond, you can see the barred door is still open. That long room with a hallway heading out to the north. So what do you do?
Start heading. I'm sorry, I'm going between 3 different tabs trying to get my spell sheet ready. Yeah, we'll head out the prison and go right, heading east.
Okay. So as you go out of the cell, you're in that long room with the other cells being visible, and 3 Sahuagin with their backs to you. They seem to be just kind of keeping watch in the general room. And I will need the 2 of you to make stealth checks as you go through here. Empire. One moment. Sorry, just thought I had this open, but apparently I don't. All right. Okay, so now I've got this open. Sorry about that. Yeah, and they don't seem to make any notice of you 2 invisibly slipping into the hallway, and you're heading off to the right.
Correct.
All right, so you go down the hall to the 4-way intersection, so they're heading down the right.
Hi. That 8 is with Pass Without Trace.
Pestle Tricks gives you a bonus to stealth checks. It does not make you perfectly stealthy.
It gives you a plus 10.
Aren't you invisible?
Yes.
That
It was possible to fail it. Like if you did really low, they would have been slipping out of there and like whacked into the barred metal door or
Gotcha.
something like that, which would have alerted them that there was something there. They wouldn't know what, but it would draw attention. Fortunately, they were dexterous enough to avoid, tripping people off.
Yeah, I have a -2 to stealth. That's the only reason I can go on this is because of Pass Without Trace.
Indeed. So you continue the 80 feet down to the T intersection. The hallway continues another 40 feet before turning to the south, and to the north, it goes about 60 feet turning to the east. Along down there is also that entrance to the central arena room.
Yep. I'm just gonna keep going east all the way.
Okay. So you continue east. The hall turns to the south and then to the east again, before finally turning to the south. There you can see about 40 feet ahead of you on the right is an open archway. Continues another 10. The hall that you're in continues another 10 feet beyond that, opening up into what looks to be a set of submerged stairs heading upwards. But this is as far east as you can apparently go in this direction.
All right. Let's peek in the big room real quick, and then, or at least, clear that southern area real quick, and then we'll check the stairs out.
Okay. So you go to the arch, peek in. The archway leads to a small hall. It goes about 20 feet and then opens up into a large pillared room beyond. From the archway, you actually can't see anything beyond that. The fact that there's apparently a room there with big pillars. So, is that what you're doing, Pi? Hello? Can anyone hear me?
I
Yeah.
can hear you. Yeah.
Okay.
I think
Yep. Sorry, I'm
Pi's
still
about to text
bouncing.
something.
Still bouncing. I apologize.
No worries, just making sure I wasn't having issues. So,
You're never the issue.
I've had issues before. Anyway, so yeah, you guys are at that open archway, 20-foot small hall, and then it looks to open up to a larger pillared room.
Yeah, we pop in the pillared room real quick.
Okay. So as you get to the corner and look to the south, you can see that in the center of the room is a pile of various items. You can see coils of rope, heaps of nails, piles of hides lashed neatly with cords. You can also see some racks which contains a number of weapons. It looks to be primarily warhammers and spears and tridents. You can also see, like almost dead center in the room, 3 stone coffers. Their lids closed. You can also see 5 medium-sized sharks. Bit of a different species than the reef shark that Pi is currently informed. These you think might be more like shell sharks. Seem to just be kind of in the room, kind of making like lazy oval circuits of it. And I need you, Tirva, since you're the one peeking that corner, to make a stealth check.
Okay, I'm done. Stealth check.
Yes. Did you hear the description?
5 sharks
And the items
and
I
a
meant.
bunch of stuff. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, they continue making their lazy circuits to the room. The room itself, as you can see, as you saw from the entrance, is about 50 feet wide. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, about 80 feet long, with 4 big columns in the corners, kind of supporting a gently curved roof.
All right. Looks like a dead end. Yeah, we'll pull back and then keep exploring, wandering.
Okay. So, you poke your heads to the south. Clearly see a set of stairs, from the design of which look to be meant to be trod on. So perhaps this wasn't meant to be a flooded base. But they head upward.
Okay.
Like, would I have to wild shape? Would I have to undo my wild shape to walk
No,
up the stairs?
no, you could easily swim up the stairs. But what I'm getting at though is that the architecture suggests that they were meant to be walked up.
Oh, okay.
Like shark people wouldn't have built walking stairs; they would have built ramp stairs. Remember, the lizard folk were building this base, and the Sahuagin pushed them out.
Yeah.
Right. You would expect that if you were building a base that was meant to be aquatic like that, you wouldn't even bother with the ramps. You would just have holes in the ceiling.
Yeah,
That's
that's
a fair
true.
point, actually. Yeah, I can run up real quick and take a peek. If it's just breathable air up there, there's no point for Pi to come up. Or assuming the Sahuagins are more comfortable underwater, since that's where they have the better advantage. So yeah, I'll run up the stairs real quick.
Okay. You swim up the stairs. And there you can see that the level above you is also flooded.
Oh. All right. Well, and I'll message Pi and he can join me.
Okay. Yeah, so it's a 10-foot wide hall. Looks to extend 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 feet to a T intersection and then keeps going to the edge of your dark vision. You do notice as you're sitting there that part of the masonry is at a slightly odd angle for a section of it, immediately to your left as you come up the stairs.
Like the wall masonry?
Yes.
Like funny turn odd angle or misplaced odd angle?
Like a section of the wall is like separating from the rest of the wall and coming outward into the hallway.
Oh, it's moving towards us.
It's not moving currently, it is at an angle.
Okay. Oh, okay. Take a peek at it.
Okay. You swim up
See if
to
there's, like,
it.
a door or something.
Make an investigation check. So you get up there and then kind of brush your hand against the stone, and like that whole section of wall rotates on like a central pivot, eventually going flush with the wall again. Then as you push a little bit more, it just keeps rotating the other direction, so that half of that part of the wall goes inward, ever so slightly.
Scooby-Doo fireplace.
It's like a free spinning Scooby-Doo fireplace.
All right.
I'm just gonna keep following you. So whenever you're ready.
Well, we'll keep pushing it and see if there's anything interesting on the other side.
Are you attempting to be stealthy, like you're only trying to open enough to see, or you're just busting in there, going full on?
It's just slow and casual.
Okay. So you just kind of slowly open it, revealing eventually a 10-foot wide hall that goes about 20 feet to the west before turning to the south.
Right?
Yeah, more southward.
Can I get on the other side of the door and reposition it so it's sitting where it was, sort of?
Do you wait for Pi to get in there with you, or are you just doing that with him out there?
Yeah, I'm waiting for Pi.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, with it with it open, these are 10-foot squares on the map, by the way. With it open, you're easily able to fit through as a medium-sized creature, 5-foot wide opening, basically.
Okay.
All right.
And yeah,
Yeah, then I'll-
you're able to kind of just rotate it back around. Give me a I'm gonna say an intelligence stealth check to reposition it like exactly where it was before. Kind of a memory test, but for stealthy. So it check, and then if you have proficiency in stealth, it adds to this since you're attempting it is to like conceal something.
What about PWT?
That applies to all stealth checks. Doesn't care what the as far as I'm aware, it doesn't care what the attribute is.
Nice.
All right, yeah, you get it like right there.
Perfect. All right, onward.
Oh, actually, it
Heading
does.
to
Oh
the
well.
south. Yeah, I mean,
I was just pulling up while I said that, and it's like, oh, it actually does specify dexterity stealth checks. Yeah, whatever.
oh really? It does
It-
specify.
Yes, it does. But whatever, it's fine. The whole point of passing without trace seems like it would help you with concealing your presence, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's magic. We'll go
Probably,
with it.
It's probably a paid DLC.
Yeah. Let's go with that.
All right. So you said you're then going to the corner?
Oh yeah, peek the corner and see what's
Okay.
exciting down there.
Goes about 5 feet and ends in a dead end.
Ah, unfinished secret tunnel. Well, I guess we know there's swivel doors here, so I guess I'll try pushing on the dead end and see if it moves.
It does. And it swivels open to reveal a 30-foot wide, 40-foot deep room. This
Oh,
room
and,
is tiled in a rich, deep green. The walls are frescoed with representations of marine plant life, and a large bed made of seaweed fills the northeast corner. There is a spear propped against the wall in the southwest corner, and in the center of the east wall hangs a mirror with a filigree metal frame, and below it is a large rock coffer, its lid closed. There's also an open archway immediately to your right.
I don't know much, but I bet you there's nothing in that coffer.
yeah.
Thunder would get it. All right. Go swim out and peek out that archway.
Okay. So that archway leads to another room. This one tiled in coral pink. The walls show scenes of Sahuagin in victorious combat against whales, groups of squid, and a great tentacled beast whose identity is not obvious. A large table in the center of the room has benches on all 4 sides, and a small silver object lies on the table. In the southwest corner of the room, you can see a closed stone door. Like this one, an obviously set in stone door type arch, not a concealed door.
All right. Let's go. Because I don't want to try opening doors because we don't know what's on the other side of them.
Yeah.
So let's go back. So back to the hallway we were in before we encountered the first secret when we came down the stairs under. And go start going north up there.
Upstairs, you mean?
Oh yeah, upstairs. Sorry.
Okay, and you're going to that first hallway?
Oh yeah, we'll obviously peek that before we cross it, and then can either go that way or continue on depending on what information we get.
Okay. So, as you get to that corner, your dark vision would extend to the north, and you can see that at 60 feet from that T intersection, the northern hallway turns to the west. 20 feet to the west of the T intersection is an archway going to the north, and at the extent of your dark vision, 60 feet away, straight west down that hallway, is another open archway.
Okay. I'll shoot a message to Pi and have him look up the first and then swim down and look into the second. He's more stealthy than I am, so it makes more sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have messaged the cantrip. That's how we're communicating.
Ah, okay.
Is it? I forget. Is it one word messages or is it 25? I forget.
No, that's sending.
Sending. Okay.
Sending is limited to 25. Message is just you point your finger and whisper a message.
And then you hear it in your ear as if he's whispering it in your ear.
Oh, okay.
And then you can respond in kind, but
You could
I
if you
missed
could
that.
whisper. Yes, sharks are unable to talk, so you can at least receive messages from him this way. And you can do it within line of sight, is my understanding.
no, you point your finger toward a creature within range.
Oh, yeah,
I
that's
don't even
right. It can
see
travel freely around corners through openings. It just has to be
Yep.
pointed at you. Yep. Got it.
Yeah, it's a fucking curving bullet of message.
But I rolled that stealth check.
Where are you going? I am not clear at all on where you're going.
I'm looking at the first the T intersection.
You've already gone to the T intersection and have looked down both directions. That is that map I just posted.
You see the two doorways in the western hallway?
Yeah,
That's what I
that's
was suggesting. Yeah, swim down that and look around.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at.
So you have to specify what you're doing. Don't just
Yeah,
what he said. You guys are
looking
really
into
bad at that.
looking into those two doorways on the west, the north doorway and the far west doorway.
Okay. So you look in the first doorway going down the western hall. The ceiling and floor of the large room beyond are of unfinished stone. Light green tiles covers the walls, and seaweed grows freely throughout the chamber. Anemones, starfish, and a lone lobster crawl over the natural rocky surfaces.
Okay. And I'm west one.
Okay. Do you have dark vision as a shark?
I forget. Does
Reef shark.
does the dark vision
Blind
on
sight,
my
30
character
feet.
carry over?
No.
No.
It would not, no. So, yeah, as a reef shark, you have blind sight out to 30 feet. Just so you know.
Blind sight?
Yeah, so you can perceive your surroundings without relying on sight within a certain radius. Think of this like a
The location.
you're basically running like passive sonar on a submarine.
Oh.
And as you move about, you're hearing the natural echoes on the surfaces around you, which kind of paints a mental image of the terrain.
Okay.
You don't get things when you look at them, i.e. you're not relying on Tirva. You'll get like the shape of things and stuff, but you won't get color.
Okay.
I technically won't get color either unless there's light.
Right. But like you can, for instance, Tirva can at least see like variance in value. Like he can see because it's grayscale, so you can see that things are differently shaded. You won't get any of that. You're basically just getting a sonar mapping of the room within 30
Think
feet
of
of you.
like Daredevil in the rain.
Yeah, that's.
Yep, that's exactly what you see up to 30 feet.
Mm-hmm. Okay. That's actually pretty useful.
It is very useful. You're basically
Because of,
impossible to blind, except by
And-
like removing you entirely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and magical darkness has 0 effect on you.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Neither does fog cloud.
Yeah, anything that prevents vision, line of sight, etc., you can ignore unless it's like a tangible object.
Oh. Okay.
Okay. So you then go to the archway to the west.
Mhm.
All right. So yeah, as you get closer and closer to that, eventually you start to feel the room beyond, which is continues for at least 30 feet past the archway with some pillars going upward.
30 feet past the archway with some pillars going upward.
Yes. Like at the archway, this is kind of what you'd be able to sense with your blind sight.
Okay. Alright, I guess I'll just sneak into that room then.
Okay. You keep pushing forward, going slowly. Eventually, you begin to feel two things that are different. One, to the south, you can feel another archway kind of coming into your sight. And the second is to the north, where there is a semicircular niche kind of hollowed out of the center of the wall. The floor of the niche is 7 feet above the ground. So it's not like the whole wall curves, it's like a step up and then a curved wall.
Okay.
And on the shelf, you sense something roughly head-shaped.
Okay.
But it's a large, about twice as large as a human head.
Okay. Alright, and then back out, and then I'll nudge Kirva towards the room.
All right. Yep.
So you
Well,
can- So you can kind of get a better picture of.
yeah, I'll follow his bump. He didn't, you know. If he comes back and bumps me, that's usually will indicate it's a good thing.
Mhm.
If he comes back and headbutts me, I'm grabbing his tail and we're going for a ride.
I don't think reef sharks are that strong, but okay.
Well, no, I mean I would use you as a guide and we'd be swimming fast.
Yeah.
Like a Scooty Puff. Alright. So Tyr then heads in there. And as the archway and the niche kind of get into sight, you can also see the pillared room continues beyond that point to the west. This is the general shape of the room. You can tell, Tirva, looking at it, that the head is made of stone and has been visibly battered and disfigured.
All right.
You could make a nature check to try to identify what it is.
I mean, I got a reasonable instinct. Let's see what my nature is. Oh, I'm proficient in that. I'm not used to playing somebody that only has 6 proficiencies, okay? That's always a surprise, because I don't remember what the fuck I picked.
Indeed. And that looks to have once been shaped like a lizard folk head.
Yeah, that was my my hunch.
Yeah, that was mine too.
All right. Well, let's keep going down this room. Across the pillared hall.
Okay. So as you cross in front of the archway, I am going to need you to make a perception check, actually.
Both?
No, just Tirva. He's the one right there.
Not very good at them.
Yeah, you hear like a bit of like kind of like some sounds coming from the south. You think might that's very similar to the sounds you heard Sahuagin making. You think it's their language.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll message Pi and move to the north, keep heading west.
All right.
Just to get further away from that doorway.
Okay. So you're not crossing the doorway.
Well, like moving to the north, like not crossing directly in front of it. So moving to the north and like working around and.
Yes, what I'm clarifying is, are you moving? So you're aborting your move to go across that archway to the south of the room opposite the head.
No, but I'm gonna do it as far away from the arch as possible.
Okay.
So like as close to the head as possible. So
I gotcha. Sorry, I thought you meant you were retreating all the way back to the east. That's why I was confused. Okay, I'm with you now. All right, so you go over to the head, start moving across there. I am going to need you and Pi to make a stealth check as you go across it. As you can see to the south, that at the end of a short stretch of corridor, another archway opens up to a larger area. There you can see the floor is tiled with a dark color, as are the walls. And on the south side, you can see a massive, ornately carved throne rising from a dais. Pillars stand to the east and west of it, and you can see on the throne an oversized Sahuagin. It has 4 arms, and in its right upper hand, you can see it holding a large trident. Its 2 lower hands grip the arms of the throne. And kind of floating in front of the throne, slightly to the right of the creature, you can see an adult female Sahuagin holding a long staff tipped with a jumble of shark jaws and teeth, and 3 other adult Sahuagin behind her. So closer to you would be the 3 adult Sahuagin. The person on the Sahuagin on the throne is gesticulating at the person with the female, and she doesn't seem to be all that reactive to it.
Well, that completes our mission. We identified the obvious Baron. Let's start heading back. So I'll message Pi. That's got to be Baron. Let's go back.
All right. Take off.
Okay. So you guys start
so
swimming
back
back.
Stairs. Yep.
Which through going back down the stairs, not a problem. Going through those hallways, not a problem. As you go back into the jail, you realize that one of those Sahuagin they've kind of moved around a bit since you've been gone. One of them is right next to the archway as you come in, and I need the 2 of you to make a stealth check. You're still invisible. But he seems to jerk in alarm and starts screeching in his language, the other 2 starting to move towards you. Do you guys do anything at this point?
30-foot cone? Are they in a 30-foot cone?
2 of them are. The one that's screeching and the one to the east that's coming to, like, clover to him. The other one's behind you to the west. You came into the middle of this wide room.
Okay. Back up and
Like, that was their
Hold the
positions
ice.
when you came into the room.
What's that?
That was their positions when you came into the room. And that one near
Okay.
the archway is the one that starts screeching.
Yep. So yeah, I'll back up. I'll message Pi back up. And then hold the rhymes binding ice for all 3 of them. Like, obviously, he'll detect the disturbance in the water of me backing up, and hopefully the other 2 will
30-foot cone will only hit 2 of them.
That's why I said I'm backing up. So I want to
Okay.
swim back to the hallway.
There is no with the distance of the two to the left and right. There is no 30-foot cone that will hit both of them.
I know, but they're in a one-way. I'm waiting for them.
Oh, I'm sorry. You said you back
holding.
up and then hit them with it. So I meant you
No,
meant
I
like you were
said
back up and
holding.
casting. I'm like, ah,
Holding.
okay.
I back up and hold Rhymes Binding Ice to try getting all three with it.
Okay.
And which Sahuagin are these? Are these the beefier ones we fought, or the weaker scouts?
They look to be like the weaker ones.
Okay, so we could probably actually pretty easily take them.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm gonna back up and hold Rhymes Binding Ice in hopes that all three push the doorway, based on guys shrieking.
Okay. Just one moment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not an ideal position because of the tunnel above us.
Right. So you back up to that cross intersection. You see the three Sahuagin kind of come over to the one screeching. He's gesticulating like they're. You can easily tell he's basically like gesticulating like there was something right fucking here. I felt it. Something would pass me. And then the three of them start coming north up to that hall, and you're then doing Rhymes Binding Ice. That's a save,
Mhm.
yes?
Yes, that is a con save. I mean, I'm only DC 14 right now.
Indeed. So I
A
think
little
at this
bit
point we will
ASI.
roll initiative.
All right.
Pi, you will also need to roll initiative.
And invisibility fails as soon as I attack something, correct?
If you attack or
Yes,
cast
so
a spell, it will fail.
Me casting Rhymes Binding Ice will drop my invisibility.
I want to point out, I'm calling initiative before you've cast the spell.
Oh yeah, I know.
Oh shit. That's what I need.
I know how this works.
Okay.
No, I was just telling Pi, like, me casting Rhymes Binding Ice is going to make me visible, and I am aware of that. But it's the only
What I'm
thing I
getting
can
at though is
think to do.
using
give us
hand,
the advantage.
yeah, using like just like some motions like with your hands on him wouldn't have been hard because it hasn't come up beforehand. But technically, casting message would have broken invisibility.
Oh, I didn't even think of that.
Casting any
I thought it
spell.
was. I always thought it was leveled spells. I never even thought of that. Because
Yeah, I didn't think of it either till now.
Firebolt's invisible. Yeah.
There
Do
are
I take
ways.
the
Roll
Reef
initiative, Pi.
Shark's-
You use the
Okay,
Reef Shark's
Reef.
dexterity modifier, I believe.
So +1, so that'd be +1.
Okay. For the sake of our temporal continuity, the Sahuagin are surprised, and Tirva is casting now.
Okay.
So, Tirva, we're starting it with you. What do you do?
Okay.
Three of them are coming up that hall. All right. I was just letting you know, so in theory you could have changed your mind. But yeah, all right. So they have to be con save.
2 failed, 1 pass, and I am visible.
You are visible. I believe the two that failed have some bad things happen to them.
Yep. Oh yeah, that's right. I forget that does damage too. I always forget that.
Yeah, on a failed save, they take 3d8 cold, and it's hindered by icy formations for 1 minute. A pass is
So,
half damage, no
half.
hinder.
Yep. So 14-7.
Okay. So the two that failed are bloodied as well as being hindered by ice. The other one is just injured. Anything else in your turn?
I move towards them.
Are you going into melee?
What do I have for bonus actions?
They are 10 feet away from you. So.
Okay, yeah. Actually, no, I'm going to...
I'm sorry, they're 20 feet away from you. That was my mistake.
And pass without trace would still technically be active.
You guys get
Yeah, but
before
it doesn't really matter. It only matters for all of the other Sahuagin.
All it does is boost your stealth checks. You are in combat. So, anyway, Tirva, so what are you doing?
I will, actually, can I swim into their zone of control and on the other side of it, like over top of them?
Yes,
Without
this is a
opportunity
10
attack?
foot. Yeah, this is a 10 foot wide, 10 foot tall hallway. There's only 3 of them, so there is space for you to swim past them and stay in their zone of control, but on the opposite side of them.
Well, and the 2 frozen ones, I don't think can take opportunity attacks, can they?
Yes, they can. There's all the ice does is set their movement speed to 0.
Gotcha. All right, then yeah, I would like to get on their backside to flip their focus onto me.
Okay. Yeah.
So I can, beat annoying shark.
Anything else?
Nope, that's it.
All right. Pie, your turn.
Oh. Well,
You are still invisible.
I am still invisible. Fuck it, I'll bite.
All right. Which one are you biting?
One of the frozen ones.
Okay.
Would pack tactics work here?
It would, but you already have advantage because you're invisible.
Okay.
Your first attack, if you have multi-attack with it, I don't think you do. So yeah, your attack would be an advantage because you're invisible. But yes, pack tactics does apply. So as long as Tirva's in melee with them, you'll get advantage on any attack roll as a shark.
Or that, Jesus. Oh,
Unfortunately, that does not hit him. But
Well,
you do have advantage, so you should try again.
I was gonna say.
That will hit him.
How hard does a reef bite shark?
1d8
Pretty
plus
fucking
2.
hard.
Hard enough as you just rip into him, kind of separating the head from the rest of his shoulder, which is just a mangled mess of gore at this point. He's dead.
Ah.
All right. Anything else on your turn, Pie?
I don't think I get it.
Okay. They are surprised. They are very surprised by this. Tirva.
Um. Trying to think. I don't want to use my last fucking second level. Burning Hands upcast. 15-foot cone. Can I get all 3 of them?
Yes. Unfortunately, you have to remember Pie is also in that. 15
I'm
foot.
also an evoker.
Ignore me.
Okay.
I'm an evoker.
I forgot about that.
He
All right. Dex saves.
automatically succeeds and takes no damage.
Very nice. They both failed. Mhm.
Oh, they're gonna have a bad time.
Probably.
Not so much. Although those 2 ones are because I have elemental, those are 2s, so that's 12.
Okay. I can't remember. Does Evoker prevent resistance from applying?
Oh
Or-
yeah, yes.
Oh wait, no, that's Elemental
No.
Adept.
Elemental, that's also what does the 2s. So, yep.
You have Elemental Adept for fire.
Yes.
Okay, because that matters because they're completely submerged. So they would normally have resistance to fire anyway.
Yep.
Okay.
But
So yeah, that means that 12 hits him full, which burns the bloodied one completely alive. The other one is looking to be near death now.
and I'm out of second level, so hi, finish him off.
Anything else?
Like,
Tira?
Oh, that's it.
All right, Pie.
2.
Then roll to hit. You still have advantage because of pack tactics.
H 1 plus 4.
And that's a
Eh,
crit.
He's dead. He's dead.
Alright. 2 8 plus 2.
Yeah.
He could have survived.
So, that Sahuagin used to have a head, but it's and like the upper part, like around like its collarbone, is just like this. It's just gone.
It's like one of those cartoon sharks where its mouth gets way too big for its body and then just chomps off ahead.
Yes.
All right. Well,
That counts as your
immediately
phase
as soon as
actions.
combat is over, I start dragging the bodies to our secret tunnel and
Okay.
hiding them in there.
Sure. Yeah. You
Yeah.
drag him, leaking bloody ichor, over to the little cell. Drag him inside, past the secret wall.
Damn.
And then can I use shape water to get all that blood to come with me? I can change the flow.
You could, yeah. You could start doing that. Take some time, but you could.
Yeah, like it's as quickly as I can, obviously.
Well, it's more that it'll need like 4 or 5 castings of it, so it'll take you like a half minute to do it all.
Okay, yep. So yeah, get all the blood cleaned up and pulled into the tunnel. Hopefully, pulling any scent and pheromone that I can. Well, best I can. And then yeah, get into the secret tunnel, close it up, and then continue moving the bodies. I'd probably tell Pi he probably should. Well, actually, no, he can't shape back. I was gonna say I don't wild shape back. That would be a dumb idea. Actually, we're underwater. Yeah, but yeah, just basically. Go ahead.
Hope I finish eating the bodies.
I don't think they have that big of an appetite.
I could do it. I do. My character does. He is consistently hungry.
Make an obesity check.
It's
Fat
more
druid.
you've got 3 like the size of human bodies to eat. That's going to take a while.
I've ate
Yeah,
2 heads.
the time.
I
It's the
think I'd be
time.
full.
Kobayashi could do it in 10 minutes.
All right. So yeah, I just like to get him to like the midway-ish point and continue using shape water to pull the blood and ichor with me.
Okay. Yeah, you guys start making your way to the exit. Eventually, getting out there with the bodies, having pulled the bloody water with you. The water around you is just like this kind of murky morass.
Nope. I was planning on leaving the bloody water and the corpses around the midway point of the tunnel.
Okay. You can do that. That's fine.
Yep. And then we'll swim free and make
Block
them as
off.
hard to discover as possible. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
No, not block it off. It's our entrance.
Yeah, so you guys get there and swim to the surface. You do not see your keelboat around, as you realize it's only been about a half hour.
Yep. And we'll swim to, let's see, we're in a river.
Yeah, you're at the mouth of a river. The shoreline of like the actual like main continent is about 200 feet away.
I'm on east or west. We would have discussed
North or
this
south?
beforehand if we leave. North or south? Okay. I'm on north or south. We would have
North.
discussed this beforehand. North? Okay. We swim to the north bank. If
Okay.
we extracted early, we would have discussed which side of the river to pick us up from.
Sure. You swim to the north bank, which you arrive at without any difficulty. It is not a particularly challenging swim. And you arrive on dry land. The shark begins to suffocate.
Wild shape back into a person.
Okay.
Oh, I was just gonna watch.
Let it exhaust its hit points.
Yeah, he just suffocates to death and then wild shapes back into a person.
Oh yeah, I wait until the shark completely dies in wild shape. So I just have that experience of what it's like. It'll make me a better person.
Now I know what it's like to die as a shark on land.
It's like when someone does a shitload of shrooms and changes their personality permanently.
Someone die?
Yeah, Pi just did, but that's okay. He was in wild form, so
Oh. So he just
Nothing
died as a
actually
shark.
happened.
That's awesome.
I died as a shark so I could live better as a person.
Forestry.
Did you guys know that Jack Daniels has these like
Hit up, raw.
fucking
Yes, they have like canned
peach cocktails?
drinks. Oh, the glass bottle
Yeah, the
cocktails. You
bottle
just
ones.
buy it, I guess. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Or do they have them at Salt Marsh?
You know,
I
I bet
wouldn't
you
put
my
that
state
to-
has something your guys' state doesn't have.
What?
is
Understate
that?
might have it. They sell at our gas stations around here, especially by me, bottles of Coke with a 1 ounce or 2 ounce or 1 ounce bottle of Jack or 1 ounce
Like,
bottle of
together
like what
as a
you get in the
package?
hotel taped to it. Yes.
It's awesome.
Yes. It is not pre-mixed. It is literally a bottle of Coke and a bottle of Jack, and like a little bottle of Jack and a bottle of
cheap
Coke and a little bottle of
$60.
Captain. No, it's only like
Oh.
it's like $6, $7.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Oh, it's a little bottle. Okay.
Yeah, it's a little bottle.
Yeah,
It's like a.
yeah,
I
it's like
thought
a
it was
1 ounce.
they give you
They're
equivalent to
typically
like
they're
40
typically
of
sold in
Jack, and
gas
they give you a
stations
liter
here.
of Coke.
you do have those under?
I've seen them before, but they're usually at like gas station type stuff. You're not gonna see them in like a nice place.
No, yeah, that's a gas station for sure thing.
Weird
We
enough,
have
is
them
that
at my
my
liquor
bottle
store
can make-
because we're not allowed to sell liquor in our gas stations or grocery stores in my state.
move out of that state immediately.
I mean, Michigan has like no rules on that.
Yeah.
I mean, they have rules. Like there is a liquor board, and as far as I know, the only real rule about what that you can't sell together is you can't sell firearms in the same place you sell liquor.
And the only reason we can't sell liquor in grocery stores and gas station in my state is because of Mr. Jack Daniels himself. I don't know why. Just good.
Because he.
Increases the push and sales of specific liquor distribution locations and bars. That's why.
Yeah.
It's more inconvenient to drink, so the convenience of drinking is centralized and somewhat monopolized, but also simplified.
Oh, and also the city in Tennessee where Jack Daniels is produced is technically a dry city. They're not allowed to sell liquor in that city.
Interesting.
Right. That is
Anyway,
actually.
Anyway,
so you guys spend 30 minutes on shore, and you see your keelboat start to come back. Those of you on the keelboat, yeah, it was just a nice sail. Nothing happened.
cool.
Aw, I thought you were gonna harass him with a couple scouts.
Had they stayed, that might have been an issue. But they just went off, like they just like fucked off. And I roll for it. Relatively small chance that if you just take a random shot out into the ocean, that a patrol from a base on the shore is going to find you without like radar.
That was the idea.
And it was a good one. Had they stayed, they would have had to contend with stuff, potentially. Much more likely that a patrol would have found them. But out in the open ocean, no.
All right. Well, we have our destination inside the base. So, you guys ready?
Rah.
I mean, yeah, we'll follow you. I'm ready to gear up. Or I should take a short rest.
Do we?
Well,
do we?
you
need-
haven't done anything.
Do you need to take a short rest?
Um,
That was a lot of spells you fired off in a row.
yeah, that was. I mean, I had invisibility up. That's a second level.
Yeah.
I fired a second level off, and then I upcast and used my third second level spell slot. So yeah, I mean, I can do a short rest in arcane recovery.
Okay.
So I'll get 1 second level spell slot back.
I forget. Do I get 2 wild shapes a day or not? Or is it
You
3 now?
you should have gone up with level 4, I thought. Or is it
Taser?
level 5?
Oh, no, sorry.
He's not here. He might have gone to sleep.
Yeah, he did say he was feeling pretty sick, so I'm kind of worried.
Yeah, I don't blame him.
I'm gonna shoot him a ping just to see. I'd hate for him to, miss out on combat. He does love it.
Yeah, he does.
And we're about to fight,
Well, that is
Blocks.
an option. The other option is, if you guys want, given that we have some people missing that, like combat, we could wait till next week for it. It's entirely up to you.
Okay.
I mean,
I'm good either way. I'm leaving it entirely to
I'm-
your hands.
I'm quite content waiting.
Okay, real quick.
It's fine with me.
So since you're saying this, it means that shit's gonna get real next week if we wait. I mean, it's gonna be some ridiculous.
Well, yeah,
I'm
we're
not
going
saying
to
that.
fight
I'm
the-
saying that I know that the people who are missing are. They particularly enjoy the combat aspects of the game.
Yep.
I was gonna go with Jake. Does anyone know where Jake is?
And, yes, it will be a relatively big fight. I don't think it's hopeless for you guys to fight in your current state. But I was giving you the option if you wanted to call it here. It's a bit early. It's early. We've only been doing this for about an hour tonight. But you basically made just like the lucky guess of going right for the Baron. So the 2 hour instead of being 2 hours of recon, it was just an hour.
I honestly, just for you guys' sake, I am familiar with the layout of this base. I forgot we were on the 3rd floor, and I thought we were on the 2nd floor with the prison entrance. So I actually just lucked into that under.
Good.
Well, as soon as we found the secret room, I knew where we were, and I was like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah.
Marine gives water breathing.
No,
it's
it doesn't.
Does it? I thought
No,
Marine
it's
was
Gift
just.
to the Sea, Fathomless. It's the Fathomless part of the Warlock. I never saw. I saw the swim speed up in the top sheet, but I never read the fact that I could breathe underwater. So I've just been drinking those potions for nothing.
Jesus Christ. Oh man. I'm gonna kill you. It's
So
not
I mean, that's good
him.
because when we have a full party complement, we have enough potions still then. Because I was actually going to say, hey, do we have a spare 300 gold? Because technically, if we have a full party, we didn't buy enough potions for everybody because Raw hasn't been here for so long.
Oh, we bought 6. Ended up buying
No, we bought
6.
5. We
Yeah, we
bought
bought 5.
1,500 worth. We bought 5. But if he can breathe underwater, problem solved. That answers the question.
Yeah.
So we accidentally lucked in the right direction.
Okay.
And you
That's
having the
awesome.
ability to breathe underwater does not upset me. That, simplifies things. It makes me happy. You
Well,
don't have to worry about
just-
your stupid ass drowning.
he also has the same stealth as I do, so that's why.
Oh, no, it's fine.
No, Ruffles. He has found it super fucking fast, so I wasn't upset about that. I don't have the same stealth as you. I only have a +3.
Oh, I thought we
Yeah, but I
both
have a
were
-2. So you
Yeah.
would have had a +13 with Pass Without Trace.
Okay, so
You get
I called
+10
Jake.
from Pass Without Trace. What's up?
I called Jake to see if he was alive. I was talking about like whether or not the decision, and he was like, I mean, it can be there in like 2 minutes.
If he's sick,
not
I
feeling
said,
yeah.
good.
I said, dude, you're not feeling good. Just go to fucking bed, dude. He's like,
Yeah,
"Oh,
We're,
it's
we're
fine."
calling it in the sake of being able to have a full party for the big fun fight.
and a full
Yeah.
party of people who aren't sick, who actually will enjoy it.
Yeah.
We have to, this is a game. The point is to have fun. So if people aren't going to have
And
fun,
Martin
there's no
will
reason
be
to
back, too.
force yourself to it.
Yeah, exactly. And Martin will be back, and yeah, so like,
Yeah. I'm okay with that.
I'm down with it. I'm okay with that.
All right. It sounds like the consensus is that we're going to call it unless somebody's got some other stuff they need to take care of.
Good with me.
as long as we can, yeah, we'll sail out in another random direction, then sail back.
Yeah.
For the long rest.
Short
The short
rest.
rest, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You actually only need 30
As long
minutes
as I
because you
get-
were resting on that beach for 30 minutes.